Welcome to Finca Live. We're Sharon and Andy, just two people with a dream and a vision of restoring our traditional stone-built farmhouse in southern Spain, transforming it into a beautiful off-grid home and sharing our journey with you.
Welcome back to the Finca, everyone. It's cold last night, another below freezing night. It's supposed to get warmer from tomorrow. We're hoping to crack on sanding and polishing those tiles for the kitchen, but as you can see, we should be able to see our beautiful mountain behind us there, but we're shrouded in mist this morning. Hopefully it's going to burn off so we can crack on. And for anyone that's new here and confused, what are we doing? We're currently renovating our abandoned, derelict Spanish finca. This place has been empty for 85 years before we bought it, and we had absolutely nothing in it, so it was just literally a crumbling shell. We're currently working on this room, which is the old kitchen. We've built big chunky units, done all the vaulted ceiling, repaired and restored all that. We've installed our range cooker over there and surround, cleaned all the walls up, pointed them all up, started lime washing them, and finally, apart from the doors on the units, we're doing the floor. And we've come across some used, very old reclaimed marble, original proper solid marble, that we're going to put down and cover as much of this area as we can with it. That's what I'm currently working on. We've got it, it was filthy. It's just been literally been pulled up and saved. Thanks Chris and Lily for saving it for us. But it needs a lot of work to make it look nice, fresh and respectable and good to go down on the floor.
In conjunction with the kitchen, this little area was just a walkthrough to connect the old part of the house with the what we think is slightly newer. It's going to be our lounge dining sitting room. And bedroom and bathrooms off that way. So this was just a passageway. It was a bit of a mess. It just had rubble down for the floor. We've put a nice stone floor down, which isn't quite finished yet. We've tiled, again with the old reclaimed marble tiles, tiled the top so it's nice and white clean. And this is going to be our little bar area. We're going to have a drinks fridge there, and Andy's going to put some shelves up for glasses and things. This was another opening through to this part of the house, which is going to be our little office come snug. But we'd got too many doors and not enough room to set it out properly. So Andy's actually built this stone wall, and we're going to have a couple of shelves in there again to display things on, to also keep it warmer, because too many openings, too many drafts. And I've just started whitewashing this, so did this yesterday. If you saw in previous video, it's very, very patchy. My job for today is to give all this another coat. But yes, that's where we're at. So this is looking at it from the other direction. This is the marble top and the floor. As I say, it's not quite finished yet because that's going to meet up with the floor in the kitchen. And the door is the original door, so that's at least 100 years old, and Andy's just cleaned it and oiled it and it looks brand new. Fantastic.
So back inside the kitchen, the passageway Sharon was in was just there. There used to be an opening through the back of this wall. That's the one that we blocked up. This is going to be our office, snug second bedroom, another bedroom potentially. The old corral is through that way. The courtyard outside is that way. I hope that makes it a bit clearer. The mist is lifting, the sun's coming out, the power's pouring in. These are the tiles that I scraped all the old stuff off and cleaned up the other day. They're ready for polishing. What we're going to do is polish them down to get all the little scratches out of them and give them a nice even smooth sheen. Farm activity over there. So I've got some inside ready to go, so I'm going to start on them. And I've got Alfie on the left and Dolly Tickle on the right, who are today's supervisors. He's been quite a good boy, hasn't you, Alf? So these are the tiles once they've been cleaned. I don't know if you can make out on there or wiggle the light about, but they've got quite a few surface scratches on them, which we'd like to take out, just for look, aesthetic value. And now we're polishing them with, it's just an air polisher, these are diamond encrusted or diamond thingy sanding pads, 4 stone. I'm using a 500 grit on them. The ones on some of the ones on the worktop I polished up with up to 3000 grit, which makes them super glossy and nice. But because these are on the floor, super glossy when wet means super slippy. So I'm just going to stick with a 500 on them, I think. They will look alright, we know, because we've done some tests in the past. And all I'm doing is wet polishing. So we wet the tiles. That's the other reason I needed the sun, like I said earlier, because we're using the big compressor. It's a 3 horsepower one, which is about 2.5 kilowatts, because the little one can't hack it, powering this for extended amounts of time. So all we do is wet it like that. Take out that thing. The other thing about air, no chance of electric shock from the wet, using them wet, and away we go. I don't know if you can see there, but it produces like a paste, which is the marble as it grinds it off, and that is so smooth now. It takes a long time, as you can probably see, to do them. I've only got 40 to do, I thought I had 60. So I'll carry on. Sharon's in the tiny space,
yes,
doing a big job.
Yeah, and it always looks terrible, and we just have to wait and see when it dries. But yes, awkward space. Be careful, don't get it on the lovely stone as well. Happy days.
That's the first 10 done. I'm going to stack these over there now to let them dry. We want to seal them before we put them down, give them the first coat of sealer before we put them down, because then we want to grout them in, and if they're not sealed, the grout will penetrate into the tile, and then give them a second coat once they're grouted over the whole lot of everything. The trouble is, you've got to be so careful when you pick them up. I broke one just now bringing it in, just picked it up on these quartz lines here. They are super fragile. Once they're all bedded down on an even layer, they'll be fine. It's just getting them there. This is the one that broke. I literally just picked it up and the corner came off it. Fortunately, we do need we've got a lot of cuts to do at one side. So hopefully, these are all got corners missing and bits off them as well. Hopefully they'll do for the cuts. In the meantime, these are my whole ones at the moment. So here goes nothing. Super gentle handling. So they're clear. I've got the next lot in. If I can get 20 done today, that's going to make me really happy. I also think I can repair that one outside that's broken, but while the sun's still shining at its strongest, I'm going to use the power, get these done, and look at that in a bit. So I'll carry on. There we go, mission accomplished. That's 20 done. Excellent. I'm going to leave these on here. We'll be picking the Saturday today, day off tomorrow. Sunday we're going to Christian Lillian's tomorrow at Tales on the Cave side, for the inauguration of the table that we helped them build, so we're looking forward to that. But I've got my 20 done. I'm going to leave these now to dry on here, because on Monday we'll be picking up the sealer for it. So without minimising the movement of them, I'll also just seal them as they are on here. The surface is on some of the top sides I'm bothered about. It should be nice and dry. In the meantime, this is the broken one. I'm going to have a look at fixing that. So it's broken here, this corner's come off. I reckon I've got some industrial strength super glue, which I've used on one of these before, that I probably didn't show you, but I reckon if I can stick that back there, it's undetectable, to be honest, because you can still see the line, but the lines are there all over them anyway. So to save a tile, that's how desperate we are, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to run a line of super glue along there, and it's on the damp table so it shouldn't stick to it, and see if I can fix it. It'll probably be stronger than it was originally with this on. There we go. I might put it on this side actually. This is super stuff, this is. It's the thick stuff as well, the gel, and not the liquid stuff. So it kind of stays where you put it to a certain extent. I reckon that'll do it. Must have something on the back of it. I just need to prop up this corner there. There we go. Just leave it now. That is pretty undetectable. Fantastic. Just gonna wipe the excess water off and give them a better chance to dry even better. We need them to be super dry for when the sealer goes on, I think. So we'll help them along. The others are already standing down there, they should dry. But once I do these, I think we'll have to leave these for 24 hours as well, for the sealer to dry. So there we go, they look absolutely fantastic. Super pleased with what we've got. It's worth the effort, you see. The final test will be when they're laid, of course. But I've got every confidence. Oops. Super, right. We'll let them dry off. Wonderful. Look at these two best mates, cuddled up in the sunshine, enjoying the afternoon sunshine. Bless them. And this wall's had a second coat. It's still super patchy, but we'll see how it dries, because we know it always dries better than it looks this time. I suspect it might need another one. Is Alfie inspecting? Where is he? There he is, always here. Brilliant. So it's Monday morning, and we had a lovely afternoon at Learning Chris's. Tales from the Case had yesterday. The inaugural use of the big dining table that we helped them build. It looks absolutely fantastic. Big table worked really well. They even put a little plaque underneath it, a commemorative plaque, to say who built it and when it was built. So there we go. Anyway, so back to the tiles. I've been shuffling these around, rotating them to get the underneath dry. They're completely dry, looking very nice. I've got 10 on here. I've got 10 down there, which I'm going to put on here, which should allow me to seal up the first 12. So I'm going to get these out, get them ready, and then I'm going to pop into town. Hopefully our sealer will have arrived. We want to give them a coat of sealer before we put them down, to stop, because we're going to grout them in to stop the grout absorbing into the tiles and sticking, and then we're going to give them another coat of sealer over the top once they're all grouted. So I'll get the other two sorted, then go on a little trip and see if our stuff's here. Just picked up two from down there. They've actually got a little bit of residue on them from the sanding, so I'm just going to buff that out first before I go. Comes out really nicely actually. You can see the dust there. I don't want to get them wet again. They've been drying for, well, quite a while, a good day and a half. But they're looking super lovely. Very, very happy. Right, so we're back. And that was a wasted journey. It's not there yet. It might be there later, he says. So, we can't hang about. I need to fill up the space. We're going to start laying them, I think. We'll just have to be super careful with them. And then hopefully if the sealer's here later on, we get them down what we can and then seal them in place. So I think we're going to prepare the area. The first thing we've got to do, of course, is start bringing them through without breaking them. Sounds mid-hoover, mid-vacuum, and this is going to take a while, so I'll carry on. We've brought a few through to get us started. I'm just going to set up the laser level. Should fit back in its hole there, to the level that we wanted, yeah. Turn the vertical ones off. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, that's absolutely exact. So we're just going to bed them down basically on sand with a little bit of cement in it to set it. Alfie's the laser, I'm going to have to put him out just a minute. Come on. No, look at that, mate. Of course all he wants to do is fight. We're going to, yeah, with a bit of cement. There's no need for them to breathe. The tiles themselves don't breathe, and we need to get a uniform bed under the whole of the tile that'll stop them from breaking and support the whole thing. We've also got the problem that we're still using this cooker a little bit, so we need to be able to access it and do it in stages, so we can still use one bit, and then when that's gone off and been sealed, we can then use that bit and carry on, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to start at the front over there, I think. Sharon's just doing me a mix now, and we'll get on with it. So, here goes nothing. I guess we'll get used to how thick we need it as time goes on, as we get more practice. It doesn't help that this floor's not perfectly flat either. If we get it too wet, when you put the tile down, it sucks it right into it and you can't lift them up again. So by keeping it drier like this, should enable us to mess about with it a bit. That doesn't look bad. Right. Try it then, without breaking them. Oh yeah. That way I reckon. Oh, that's not a bad shot, is it? Assuming it's level, which I can see that it isn't already. Right. Right, we'll carry on. So the first one's in perfectly, we think. Try and carry on now. Oh dear. Well, that needs to come up more. See, this is going to take us a while. But it'll take as long as it takes. It will be perfect though. looks much better. Look at that, eh? Just a bit down at the back. This is what we did with that one. Fab. That's pretty perfect, I think. Very nice. We're getting pretty good at this. Look at that. The green line, the level line is perfect all the way along them. And then even bits of stuff on the top. You can see it glows green all the way across it. Excellent. 3 down, 37 to go. So we've actually, well, I'm saying improved our mix. Gone for a wetter mix to help it to stay. We'll see if it's a bit better. We'll let you know in a minute. Just want it to sort of stay where we put it to a certain extent. We're still learning. We're on a steep learning curve. Definitely got a high point there. Let's see what this brings. The last thing I want to do though is get cement on them when they've not been sealed. It's looking much more promising. Perfect that way. Up a bit at this side. Right, I'll carry on. Crikey, well that was an absolute mission. We've got 8 down. We're going to have plenty to cover this area. Looking at that, another 8. I'll do this and that. So we've got, I think we've got enough tiles anyway, which is the main thing. But yeah, as you can see the line, we've managed to get them down not bad, pretty level, which is the sort of main aim of the thing. Yeah, we can only get better at it, can't we, as time goes on. But I think we're going to leave it there for today, and then we're going to pop back into town now and see if our sealer's here. Then we can get these at least sealed up, ready, and get the rest of them sealed hopefully before we put them down this time. Right, so we've got our sealer, eye-wateringly priced, but it's not a normal sealer. It protects against, it says, grease, food, drinks, wine, etc., which attacks marble, acids, lemon juice, things like that. Even the likes of olive oil can cause irreversible stains on them. They've got to be re-sanded to get them back out. So it's the best stuff. The price of this stuff to buy is well worth protecting it, I think. It's water based. All we've got to do apparently is brush it on with a brush, spread it evenly, wait 2 to 3 minutes, wipe off the excess with a cloth. I'm prepared here already, and then it dries within 30 minutes to an hour. If it needs a subsequent coat after that, then you give it then straight away and then it'll be dry. So not too bad. We don't have to keep Alfie off it for too long. So I'm gonna do the ones we've got in here, and then probably hopefully do the ones that are ready in the workshop as well. Much better to do them first. It's apparently non-toxic, water-based, so anything, just wash it off when you've finished. So there we go. It's not supposed to change the appearance. we'll slap it all over and seal our marble. So we whack it on, wait 2 to 3 minutes, rag off the excess, and within 30 minutes to an hour apply a second coat if required. I don't know, we know if it's required or not. I don't think this is super porous, so I'll get it done. That's the first coat done. It soaked in amazingly really. I personally wouldn't have expected it on marble, but they say it is porous, so I think I'm going to give it a second coat in about 30 minutes anyway. I've just ragged that off and it looks pretty dry already, so I'll give it a little bit and then come back to it and give it another one. So while I'm waiting for those, I'm going to get the next 12 I can fit on this table on here, ready for their coating. We'll probably give it a third coat once it's all been grouted in to seal the grout as well. But for now, if I can get these 12 done, then I can get these in there and then get the next lot in ready for sanding. It's going to take a while. Be careful with them, they break so easily. Scary, especially if we haven't got any more. There's the next 12 in position. Even though I washed them off, there's still a bit of residue from the sanding, so I'm going to give them a buff down. By the time I've done that, the ones in the kitchen should be ready for their next coat. And then I can give these a couple of coats. So it's completely dry already, that. Fantastic. Second coat going on. I assume it'll use less this time, being that it's already had one. Yeah, it's looking very nice though. Doesn't actually change the appearance of them. Well, not drastically anyway. This is quite nice. Wonderful. Carry on.
Oh, what a difference a day makes. We had the fire lit all day yesterday. It was freezing and now I've got a t-shirt on, so it's crazy weather. I think I can safely say my tomato plants are finished, so these that are still on here, they might ripen off the bush, I don't know, we'll try. But we've had a brilliant crop all summer, so I'm not complaining. So I'm just taking these out, tidy up a little bit, because we're trying to overwinter the peppers, but I think they need a bigger pot. So once these are all cleared, I can transplant the peppers into these pots. That's the plan anyway.
Well, the majority of that second coat literally just bounced off it, so at least we know it's super sealed now. Excellent. Right, so we're then done. It's time to give these a couple of coats. We can let them dry then, get them on the ground, get the next 20 in for sanding, make a bit of progress. Fantastic. Put them on there. Oh. What a difference in the weather as well though, crikey. Normal service has been resumed. Right, so all done, ready to go on the floor. Excellent, happy days. It's taken so long, but I think it's going to be worth it. Not everyone's got a marble floor in the kitchen, have they? Excellent. So once these are dry, I can get them out of the way, bring the next one in, get them sanded, as I've said before.
Well, the tiles are looking fab. We have at last found something that's going to seal them properly. It's very expensive, as Andy said earlier, but it's once in a lifetime job.
Scarily.
So yeah, pleased with that. And here we are in this beautiful sunshine, standing with all this beautiful land behind us, and we're actually going on a little road trip. we're going to get ourselves another puppy. Funnily enough, it came up on my memories this morning. It's a year tomorrow since we had to rehome the boys. Those of you that have been with us for that long length of time will realise that they were quite big when we got them, and they just chased the cats constantly.
No, everything.
Well, anything and everything, but they were, you know, we couldn't let them out of their pen unless we were with them, and they had no quality of life, just stuck in the kennel unless we took them for a walk. We had a very sad incident when they did actually get hold of one of our cats, which we didn't broadcast, but needless to say, she didn't make it, so we had to make the very, very tough decision to rehome them. That said, where they are now, they're absolutely happy. They've got lots of land to run around in.
We can run to the house content.
We've got the land, but it wasn't fenced off, and as I say, with 8 cats tottering around, it just wasn't practical. Miss them every day. However, at the weekend, I was looking through Facebook, as you do, and came across a beautiful mastin puppy, just 8 weeks old. Him and his siblings were found in a storm drain full of water with their mother, freezing cold, about 3 weeks ago, and most of the puppies didn't make it, but 2 boys and a girl survived, and he just looked adorable. So I contacted the lady on Sunday, and she said yes, he was still available. However, this morning they've all been to the vets and had a checkup, and the poor little boy's got a hernia and needs an operation, so she doesn't want to put him up for adoption yet. But we've decided we're going to take the girl.
Yes.
You know, sometimes I've always had boy dogs, apart from one girl when I was in France, and she wasn't really my dog to start with. I've always been more boys, but I think girls can be more loyal, and
I think so, more protective as well.
yeah, friends of ours have got a beautiful great big teddy bear, Maxie, and she's just adorable. So we're just going to take the one for now, and she is going to live in the house with us. She's not going to be kennelled. She's young enough, only 8 weeks old, to you know, get them used to the cats. Hopefully the cats will accept her. That's the worst thing. Little Alfie's a bit of a terror, so she'll have to learn to stick up for herself, I think. But yeah, so that's where we're going this afternoon, and on the next video hopefully we'll be able to introduce you to her.
Yes, so thank you so much for watching. Wish us luck. Thanks to everyone, of course, that supported the channel, our patrons, etc. We'll see you on the next one very soon.
Yes.